Won't you buy me? Don't ask me why I wipe the camera every freaking time. The reason why probably I have to wipe the camera is because it's closed all night. Yeah, but yeah, there's that. But yeah, uh, uh, what is up, everybody? It is Mars Sports. It's your boy Marshall, and if y'all watched yesterday's stream, y'all know I did uh all the predictions for six playoff predictions for 6A Division 1, 6A Division 2, 6A or 5A Division 1. I almost said 6A Division 3. That does not exist. 5A Division 1, 5A Division 2. And I will admit, 5A Division 2, there were a lot of errors, and I do apologize for that. And I was very rushed, but there was also like missing teams like Mercedes and Burbank were in there. So I figure I could just redo 5A Division 2. It's the same teams I picked originally. It's just with the bracket being correct and not being all mumble jumble because you know stuff because I can't talk. Stuff is actually accurate this time, I guess. But here you go. But we're gonna get right to it because I'm planning to make a Mars SM video today. Maybe a stream. As a stand plan to react to the EDP documentary. Yeah, maybe I don't know. I don't know if I'm doing a video on that or not. We'll see. Maybe I'll do a stream or something. I don't know. We'll see. But here is 5A Division 2, with actual more in depth this time. Because I did all this yesterday, but I rushed it because I had to go to work yesterday. I didn't want to be late, plus I wanted to get the stream done. But I should have just waited. Honestly, it wasn't going to be that big of a deal. But let's do this. So starting off in District 1, I have Chapin winning the district and El Paso de Valle or Davalle, whatever the heck you pronounce it, in second. Cancio in third, and Burgess getting that fourth spot. I think with Andrews leaving 5A Division 2 as a whole, it definitely opens up the district a little bit because Andrews was the best team out there last year. They actually won a playoff game, I'm pretty sure. But I think this year it'll be Chapin. I think Chapin will actually get the win for the district. They're a good team. They almost beat Abilene Cooper last year, so there's that. And then Davalle, they're a good team as well. I think they can make some noise in the playoffs, and so they can upset Bradley Wilder. So you never know. And then Canatio in third. They're usually in the playoffs. Seems like I think they might miss it last year, but usually up there in the playoff running for the playoffs. And Burgess, I think, will get the last spot. Yeah. District 2, I have Palo Duro, Abilene Cooper, Abilene Wiley, and Lubbock Cooper. Just let me double check something. That is Division 1. I use this as reference, not to copy off of, obviously. Let's see. All right. Actually, I'm gonna swap. I'm actually gonna swap these two. How do I swap? Hold on, no. I'm just gonna put Abilene Wiley here and then Lubbock Cooper the other way. I think that it's definitely a later change, but watch Abilene Wiley's actually gonna get third in the district. Let me make the change real quick because I mean Abilene Wiley was not that good last year. So I mean I'm not saying they'll be a bad. I think they'll be a much better team this year, but I do think that Lubbock Cooper is probably better at the moment, but it's more reliable. Let's see. And then who's the other one I need to change? Lubbock Cooper. Where Abilene Wiley was originally. I remember Argyle split Abilene Wiley a few times. Maybe split him at Tarleton State University. And Lubbock Cooper will be in the third spot instead. What the no? What the frick? Shoot, I just accidentally removed someone. Shoot. Accidentally removed someone. Hold on one second. Wait. Okay, thank God, did not save. Okay. I do have to redo this, but I'd rather redo this than have to go through which team I accidentally deleted. No, not Abilene Cooper, Abilene Wiley. Why would you name your school Wiley High School? I don't know. I mean, maybe it's a tribute to someone which I can respect. It's like how Prosper named their high school Richland High School. That's so random. Like, I don't know why you do that. Okay, there we go. Now it's on a 31 team bracket. Did I hold on. What the frick? Did I pull up the wrong one? Okay. Okay. Let me pick up 5A Division 2, Regions 3 and 4. Let me see if I get that. Bro, it didn't even save my changes. What the heck? What the frick, man? I'm sorry, this is all glitching out. Third place is Burbank. Okay. Burbank, yes. And Mercedes in there, right? Mercedes-Benz is in there. Okay, saved. All right, saved. So now they won't come after me. Okay. Just sorry about that. I actually messed. You didn't see it, but I messed up the bracket. But District 2, I have Paulo Duro, Abilene Cooper, Lubbock Cooper, and Abilene Wiley making the playoffs. Paulo Duro is definitely the best team out of Amarillo as of late. I mean, yeah, I think I believe they're playing Amarillo High next year or this season. So I guess next season too, but next year too. But they're playing Abilene. I'll be interested to see how they do against Amarillo next year because Amarillo's a good team as well out of Division 1. But Paulo Duro has been the best team out of this district. I think they can very well honestly win the district or win the region. I think they're one of the more underrated teams in the region. I think they'll definitely be a dark horse for it. So yeah, they went 10-2 last year, almost beating Anna. So that's a really good Anna team. So there's that. Abilene Cooper, on the other hand, Abilene Cooper is a really good. Abilene Cooper was really good was a good team last year. They did fall short to Argyle in the playoffs when Argyle scored 77 on them. But Abilene Cooper, though, they're a good team. I think they'll be good again this year. They're usually in that playoff run. So yeah. Lubbock Cooper, I think Lubbock Cooper will get third. They're not as good as they used to be. I still think they're a solid team, even though I don't think they're as good as they used to be. But I think they'll get that third spot. It's not like a few years ago when they made the state semis against South Oak Cliff or whatever it was. Abilene Wiley, I think they'll have a bounce back year in a way. I think they'll get that fourth playoff spot. But either them, Lubbock Cooper, they'll be interchangeable. I think either be Abilene Wiley or who's the other team? Oh, Wichita Falls Memorial, but there's that. But I think Abilene Wiley will get that spot. I think they'll be better this year. District number 3, I have Argyle win the district. My alma mater, of course, and then Lovejoy in second, Caldwell Heritage in third, and I'll have the Colony in fourth. Argyle is ranked number 2 in the state, but Paulo Duro is ranked number 18. So there's that. But Argyle is ranked number number 2 in the state, just behind South Oak Cliff. Argyle is a really, really good team. They got a really good offense this year too. They got potentially the best wide receiver in the state. Maybe not the country. Maybe the country. I don't know. I don't know about the country, but without doubt, one of the best wide receivers in the state. Maybe the best wide receiver in the state of Texas. And Julian Caldwell is going to Texas Tech next year. And then they also have Ake O'Neill's going to Oklahoma State, so there's that. They also got Hayes Hackney from Walnut Grove, so they'll be really good on the quarterback position as well. And they actually approved his transfer, thankfully, so that's nice. So it's not like Colt Nussmeyer, who's going to Louisiana for some reason. But what do I know? I guess they won't deem you ineligible at that point. But Argyle, though, I think they'll be a really good team next year. They got a lot of really good players. Of course, they have a brand new stadium this year, so that'll help at least as well. Yeah. But Argyle will be really good this year. I'm very excited to see what they do. But someone did say that Argyle has the toughest schedule in the 5 Division 2 this season, which honestly I can't disagree with that because They play Oak Ridge week 1, which is a really good team for California. That's at home, but still. Week 2, they're going on the road to Terrell, and Terrell's ranked 7th in the state. I know they used to play to in district play, but Terrell was not as good as they were back. Terrell is not as good as they are now. I guess they were nowhere near as good as they are now, actually. And then they're playing Somerset Academy last say in week 3. So another out of state opponent. I know didn't win a game last year. They didn't win any games last year, but they were competitive in a lot of those games. And then week 4, they're on home. They're playing Highland Park, a dynasty in high school football. So yeah, and in district play, you got Lovejoy and Calva Heritage, so that's gonna be tough. So, yeah, and you got those other teams as well. So yeah, Argyle though they got a really tough schedule. I think they'll be really good this year. Lovejoy on the other hand, I think Lovejoy will be better this year. They're ranked number 14 in the state. I think they'll be a better team this year. I think last year just did not work out in their favor. It felt like, and like in some ways, like they kind of were in kind of a rebuild year last year because they did take some weird losses. Like they lost to Highland Park a lot. They got shut out by Highland Park, and ironically got shut out by Argyle. But 56 nothing by the way, which was insane. I was very pleasantly surprised that we shut out Lovejoy by that much in the playoffs. I saw we played Lovejoy in the first round last year. I was like, oh god, because Lovejoy is the one that broke the over decade long winning streak at home for Argyle. So I was like, oh god, but we got revenge on them at least. So yeah, although we got revenge on the year before that as well. But yeah, Lovejoy though, I think they'll be a good team this year. I think they'll be better. I know they lost. I think they lost their offensive coordinator to Weatherford, but yeah, but they got a lot of returners on defense, 9 returners, and actually have 6 returns on offense and 9 on defense. So 6-9, nice. Yeah, but I think Lovejoy will be a better team this year. They've been really really good. Obviously, so yeah, obviously last year wasn't their greatest year, but yeah, I think they'll be a good team this year. I'm just so surprised. I'm just so surprised he played Lovejoy in the first round. That is insane. Yeah. And then Calvo Heritage, I think Calvo's got some questions on the offensive side of the ball. Like they lost some players, I believe. But but they're looking to be good this year. I think they'll be I think they could honestly compete for the district, obviously. But I just think Lovejoy and Argyle better at the moment. But Colleyville, I think their defense gets better. They could be even better, honestly. So yeah, but Colleyville, I think will be a good team next year. Well, let's see how it goes with like some of the questions on that team, but I think they'll be good. Yeah. But they do have a pretty tough non-district schedule. They got Anna, Midlothian Heritage. Anna's ranked 4th and or yeah, 5th, and then Midlothian for Heritage is ranked 12th. And then who else do they have? I think they may not be playing a 6A team. Let me go on Pigskin Prep real quick. Shout out to the Pigskin Prep. They have all the schedules, which is insane. Colleyville Heritage. I know they're playing 4 out of districts because their district is with Argyle. So yeah, they got Mantle Legacy. Yeah, I guess they're not at 6A anymore, but yeah, they got Legacy and then they got Richland on the road. Or Birdville Richland or the OG Richland. Yeah. I just realized it's very possible that Colleyville Heritage go 5-5 this year. I just realized that. They got a tough district. Maybe they'll beat Lovejoy. We'll see. Yeah, and then the Colony. I think the Colony with the district, like a lot of the really good teams leaving the district, like Timberview, Summit, Seguin, all those teams. I think that definitely opens the playoffs up a bit for them. I think Colony will take advantage of that. I think they will make the playoffs this year. I originally Eagle Mountain, but Eagle Mountain has some has I think less returning production or something like that. Plus, they're coming from 4 Division 2, which is a huge jump. Obviously, they won a playoff game and all that, but still, I do think Colony they've been in 5A division. They've been 5A longer, so I think it'll pay off for them better. So yeah, I think it could be Eagle Mountain honestly, but we'll see. We have the Colony Eagle Mountain because I mean obviously the bottom of the district is probably gonna be great behind a community, but yeah. There's that. I think you got 3 top dogs: Argyle, Lovejoy, and Calvo Heritage, and then you got Colony and Eagle Mountain fighting for the playoff spot, and then you got Grapevine and Community fighting for last place probably. Yeah, no offense. Yeah, District 4 though, I have Anna, Salina, Panther Creek, and Frisco. Anna's ranked number 5 in the state. I think they could be they could very well win Region 1 this year. If they get past Argyle, which will in this scenario be the third round, uh, if they even make it, which I may or may not have them making it, just find out. But Anna, fine. I had them making it yesterday, but yeah. But Anna though, I think they'll be a good team this year. I know I think they're supposed to build a second high school pretty soon, but I don't think that actually happened. But Anna though, I think they'll be a good team this year. They got a lot of really good players, so yeah, they're getting used to 5A pretty well. I think with Melissa Lovejoy and Walnut Grove leaving the district, because Lovejoy is the District 3 now. Um, who else? Melissa's Division 1, and then Walnut Grove's 6A. It definitely opens it up for Anna to win the district. Yeah, I think Solana will get second. Solana will probably be their biggest them and Panther Creek will be their biggest competition. The thing with Solana is I think they'll be really good this year potentially. But thing is they have a lot of questions on returning production. Like they don't have any returning starters on defense, and they only have two on offense. So they lost Bo Bentley to I think he's at Oklahoma now. Yeah, but they Solana's gonna be in reload this year, I think. Plus they got a new coach, I think. So yeah. I think they'll be good next year. They got Evan Coney. That looks like that's the name of the note on Solana. So at least they do have some good players in there, but it's gonna be very interesting to see how they do. Uh with very limited return production. It reminded me of South Lake Carroll, honestly, from last year. But just except that Solana is actually going to a new conference because South Lake Carroll is in the biggest conference it could possibly get. But yeah, not the biggest division because they're always in Division 2. But yeah, there's that. Panther Creek, I think Panther Creek will be a good team. They're 9-3 last year. They only got 4 returns on each side of the ball. But I think they'll be a good team. They're definitely one of those teams that could like make some noise in 5A. Could be a dark horse, yeah, but they're really good in 4A. I think they lost in the second round last year. I but yeah, they're in the district with Solana, Sulphur Springs, I think yeah, like Dallas, Paris, all that. They might have been with Decatur. I don't know. Let's see. Who did Panther Creek lose? I think Who did Panther Creek lose in the playoffs last year? Might have been like Springtown. I don't know because they were third in the district. I'm pretty sure. Who are they playing on district by the way? Heritage and Brother. That is the easiest non-district schedule ever. You know what? Fair enough, I guess. Because Panther Creek's been 4A all these years. Because they opened like in 2022, so I guess they had their first graduating. I don't know if they had their first graduating class, but yeah, fall. Yeah. But it's still a new program. So it'd be interesting. But they've been really good. I will say that's for sure. They lost to Solana by 7, and then yeah, they can also beat Solana this year. And they lost to Sulphur Springs by 7. Oh, it was Springtown. It was a random guess. They lost to Springtown by 2 or 8. That was a really really good Springtown team that went undefeated all the way to the third round. Who they lose last year? Avocado. Wow, they got smoked by Alvarado. Jeez. Yeah, but the Panther Creek, though, it's a tougher division, but I think they'll be pretty good here. Then Frisco, I think, will be fourth. Frisco was a pretty solid team in 5A Division 1. They got that fourth playoff spot last year because it was Lone Star, Wakeland, Reedy, and then Frisco. So I think they'll be good in this district as well. It could be either them or it could be Frisco Emerson too, although Emerson was not that good last year. Maybe Richland gets the spot. You never know. District 5, I have South Oak. We're in Region 2 now. District 5 has South Oak Cliff, Poteet, Wilson, Samuel. South Oak Cliff's going to smack every team in this district. That's no question. They've really won state. They've been in the state every year in the last 5 years. They've won three of the last 5 years, of course. Yeah. South Oak Cliff's going to smack everyone in that district. They literally shut out every team last year in that district. So there's that. Poteet. I think Poteet is probably the second best team because I know they only got 3 wins last year, but they're in a tougher district. But you're in Dallas ISD district, so besides South Oak Cliff, you're going to be favored over everyone in that district. To be fair, because South Dallas ISD is horrible at football besides South Oak Cliff. Like even the 6A Skyline's not very. Although honestly, Skyline, if they're 5 Division 2, could probably get second in this district. Honestly. But like all those Dallas teams are not very good. No offense. Besides South Oak Cliff, of course. South Oak Cliff's the lone exception, obviously. But yeah. But Poteet though, I think they'll probably host the playoff games. Yeah, I think they'll be good. I think they'll be good this season, considering the district. Wilson, I think, will be okay this year. They somehow got the second seed, got like 5 losses last year, so yeah. And then Samuel I think will get the 4th spot. They had a good record last year, but, uh, I just think that they'll get that 4th spot. We'll see. It could be either them that's a bloodbath of a district, honestly, outside South Oak Cliff, but yeah. District 6, because, everyone loses out of District, yeah. District 6, I have Terrell, Texas, Mount Pleasant, and Marshall. Terrell, I think, was the best team out of this district. They were really good last year. Went undefeated, made all the way to the 3rd round, so lost to South Oak Cliff, of course, but they're ranked 7th in the state, so they'll be really good this year. As I mentioned, South Oak Cliff's ranked number 1. So, yeah. And Texas, I think, could very well compete for the district title. They're really good last year. They did lose to Midlothian Heritage in the playoffs. Actually, their only 2 losses came to the same team, Midlothian Heritage, I'm pretty sure. Yeah, Texas will be really good this year, though. They're one of the best teams in 5 Division 2 year in, year out, so I think they can very well beat Terrell in that district. So, yeah, we'll see, though. Mount Pleasant, I think Mount Pleasant will be a pretty good team this year. They had that huge upset against Montgomery last year in the first round of the playoffs, so they got it in them, that's for sure. And then Marshall, great name for a high school, by the way. I think they'll get that 4th spot. I think it's a definitely more competitive district, so it'll be interesting to see how that goes. But I think that they could get 3rd over Mount Pleasant. But I think they'll get that. I will admit Mount Pleasant looked better in the season, yeah. And then honestly, Mount Pleasant looked good against South Oak Cliff early. Like they had them 7-0, I think, for a quarter. Then South Oak Cliff scored 46 in the answer. But yeah, I think Marshall will be good this year. So yeah, I think it'll be solid. I think this is a pretty competitive district, though. District 7, I have Midlothian Heritage, Timberview, Arlington Seguin, and Ennis in that order. Midlothian Heritage, I think they'll be a good team this year. They got a lot of they got exciting things this year. They're ranked number 12th in the state. They got only 5 returners on each side, but I think they'll be really good again this year. Yeah, of course, they made it all the way to the 3rd round last year. They lost to Point Neches Groves, but obviously, they don't have to play Point Neches Groves until the state championship. They even play each other. Yeah. And then Timberview, I think, will get 2nd. They could very well get 1st, honestly. But I think Timberview will be a good team. They got a lot of returners on offense, and that offense was much improved last year. Because I remember Timberview back in 24 had a horrible offense. Like, they could not score anyone. They could not score anything, it felt like. But Timberview, I think, is a much better team now. But of course, they got 2nd in the district last year. Who did they lose to last year? I thought Timberview only had 2 losses last year. I know they got 2nd in the district. Oh, they lost to Summit. I forgot about that because they can't beat Summit for some reason. But I think it's good things they don't have to play Summit this year. But Timberview, I think, will be a good team, though. They could very well get 1st. So we'll see what happens, though. But it'll be interesting to see them in Region 2. This is kind of how the District 7 is how it used to be, I will admit, except Summit's Timberview. It's literally the exact team. But yeah. Of course, a lot of these teams were in like Midlothian Heritage, Ennis, and all that were with Terrell's district, and then Timberview, Arlington Seguin, and all that were in Burleson, and everyone remember with like Argyle's district. Yeah. The Arlington Seguin in 3rd. I think they'll be a good team this year. They got a lot of really good players this year. So yeah. I think they'll be better in this district, honestly, because they've been really good on us over the last few years. Yeah. And then Ennis, I think will be a solid team this year. They do have to open against Waxahachie. That's going to be number 1 team. Obviously, it's a really, really, really cool rivalry, though. Obviously, about for 287, but that's gonna be maybe it'll get them accommodated. I think that'll help them get accommodated to all these opponents. Yeah, but Ennis think they'll be a solid team next year. Usually, the playoffs seems like so. Yeah, I think it'll either be them or Burleson in the playoffs, but we'll see. District 8, I have Brenham, Ellison, University, and Belton. Brenham's in Region 2, which I guess makes more sense than Point Neches Groves being in Region 2. But Brenham, I think, will be a really good team this year. They got like number 10 in the state. I think that they'll be for sure in the running for the region. I think they can very well end up in regional finals against South Oak Cliff, but we'll see what happens. I think they'll be really good. Of course, that's where Bluebell's from. So yeah. And Ellison, I think, will get 2nd. I think they'll be a pretty good team this year. I know they went 5-6 last year, but They got a good quarterback in Marlon Smith. They got a lot of returns on defense, 8 on the 5 on offense. But I think they'll be a good team this year. I think they'll be better than they were last year. And yeah, we'll see what happens. But they got a lot of hope for this year. And I think University will get third. I think University actually crushed Brenham last year, so there's that. But of out of nowhere. But I think University is a good team. I think they could be really good. I think they could be really good in this. They could be good in this district. But we'll see what happens. They look good in last year, so yeah. I think Belton will get 4. I think they'll nab that last spot. So yeah. But I think this District 8 is more fitting than Portneuf Groves and all that. But although it was a fun experiment, I will say, even South Oakland beat them out twice. Yeah. All right, Region 3 now. District 9 have Montgomery, Huntsville, Kingwood Park, and Lake Creek. Montgomery, yes, I know they lost in the first round last year to Mount Pleasant, but I think they'll be a better team this year. They're ranked 23rd in the state. I remember when Argyle played Montgomery. Montgomery was trash back then, but they've gotten a lot better since then. But yeah, Montgomery would have been more convenient to play now, obviously, or it would have been more competitive now. Yeah, but Montgomery I think will be a good team this year. They were good last year. I think they got second in district last year, but they got a really good team. So there's that. I just remember when they were super bad, like super bad back then. Why did I say it like that? They were really bad last few years ago. But yeah, because I remember Argyle played them back then. Yeah. Then Huntsville, in second. I think Huntsville will probably. I think they could very well win the district, but they'll be a good team next year. They went 7-5 last year. Of course, I think that's South Oak Cliff in the play. I don't know, but Huntsville I think will be a good team. I think they'll be really good in this district. So, yeah. Then third place I have Kingwood Park. I think they'll be good. I think they'll be good in Power Division too. So I think they'll get that third spot. And Lake Creek fourth. I think they could be a solid team next year. So yeah, there's that. They aren't as good as they were a few years ago, but I think they'll be good still. A solid team. District 10, I have Port Neches Groves, Texas City, Dayton, Netherland. Port Neches Groves, I think will win the district. I think they fit more. It seems like Region 3 is the better fit for them, honestly. Yes, it was fun to try the experiment, but they got crushed by South Oakland every time. So I think the path to state's gonna be a lot easier for them. Not saying they will make state, but we'll see. Yeah, there's that. Texas City in second. I think they'll be a solid team this year. They got a lot of exciting stuff. So yeah. I think Dayton will get the third spot. I think they'll be a pretty solid team this year. I think Netherland will get 4. I think they'll be better than they were last year. Plus, wasn't that long ago they beat Port Neches Groves. Yeah. Getting their first loss in a while. Yeah. District 11, I have Almeda Crawford, Fort Bend Marshall, Victoria West, and Terry. Almeda Crawford is really good in 4A Division 1. They're a newer school, but they've been really good since they've started playing football. They're ranked 11th in the state, but they're a really, really good team. So I think they'll be really good again this year. Who they lose to? Was it who they lose to? I forgot. Was it like Carthage or something? Not Carthage. Kilgore? I think it was. It was. I realized they were playing Freeman. That's cool. There it was. Yeah, it was Kilgore. They got crushed by Kilgore, but Kilgore's a good team to be fair. But this team looks really good. I think they'll be really good in 5A Division 2. So I'm willing to bet they'll go pretty far this year. Fort Bend Marshall in second. I think they'll be a good team as well. You don't have to do it for Randall, but you have Crawford instead. But that means this is the district, of course. Randall used to be in. But yeah, but I think Fort Bend Marshall will be a good team next year. Victoria West, I think will get third. I think they'll be a good team in this district as well. They were good last year. And I think Terry will get that fourth spot. I think they could be a solid team this year. District 12, I have Bastrop, Pflugerville, Elgin. Shout out to Jasper, by the way. I know she. Yeah. And then you got Crockett. Bastrop. Bastrop. By the way, let me just say this about this district. Outside of Bastrop and Pflugerville, like past that, this district is awful, bro. No offense, but you're gonna have a one win team make the playoffs. At least one win team make the playoffs because, like, Bastrop's without doubt the best team out of here. Pflugerville they're all right, I guess. They're pretty decent. They got 7 wins last year. Then Elgin got 2 wins, and Crockett got 1, and then their competition Navarro and Lasso got 1 win apiece, and Lasso was in freelance all year. So yeah, because they decided to decided to play football again after a while. Um, Bastrop, though, I think they'll without a doubt to be the best team out of here. They're really good this year. I think they'll be really good this year. They're ranked number 19 this day. I think they'll be really good in this district. Pflugerville, I think will be a solid team as well. In this district, especially, I think they'll be good. Yeah, Elgin in third. I think Elgin could be a solid. I think Elgin will be a better team this year, considering I think if they at least beat Crockett, Navarro, and Lhasa, I think they'll be in that third spot. Yeah, and then Crockett in fourth. I mean, they were not good last year. They got one win last year, but I think as long as they can beat Navarro and Lhasa, they'll be in the playoffs, so they'll be fine. But yeah, but maybe they could be okay next year. We'll see. But yeah, that's a 16 district to be fair. They didn't have much options, which is weird for Austin, yeah. Because Austin has no teams in 5 Division 2, seems like. Yeah. And of course, McCallum's no longer in that district. Yeah. And then District 13, I have Bernie, New Braunfels. This is Region 4 now. Alma Heights, Liberty Hill. Honestly, all 4 of these spots are interchangeable. This reminds me, this is like the 5A Division 2 version of District 17 and 6A, but with like North Shore, Summer Creek, Sea Canyon, and Atascocita. I think Bernie will get the win this district. This is a bloodbath of a district, by the way. Bernie is ranked 4th in the state. Alamo Heights is ranked 6th. Liberty Hill is ranked 8th, and New Braunfels is ranked 9th. They're all top 9. This is the toughest district in 5 Division 2. Bernie, I think, will be a really good team this year. They got a really good quarterback in Grant Sweeney, so I think they'll be really good this year. He's got a lot of returning production, 8 starters on offense and 5 on defense, of course. Yeah. But I think Bernie will be really good this year. I think New Braunfels will get second. I think, honestly, all these spots are interchangeable, if I'm being honest with you. But I think New Braunfels would be second. They were really good last year in 5A Division 1. Because that school's gotten smaller and smaller because they were 6A like not that long ago, like 2023. And then 24 they went down to 5A Division 1. They made it all the way to the state. I think the regional finals when they lost to got beat up by Assistant Valley, but I think they'll be really good 5A Division 2 because Long Creek opened up. And actually, Long Creek is bigger now. Yeah, and then but New Braunfels not backing down, and I respect that. There's a lot of schools like that like fall off once they open a second high school. Like Friendship kind of fell off last year after they opened Memorial up. Yeah, hopefully the same does not happen to Argyle. Yeah, because if whenever Legacy opens in Argyle, hopefully Argyle does not fall off a cliff. I don't think they are. They got Todd Rogers, obviously the goat, but yeah. Alma Heights in third. I think they'll be really good this year, but it's gonna be a really tough district. I think Liberty Hill will get the 4th spot. I think they'll be really good as well. And also, who knows? Maybe Legacy Ranch and who's the other team? Long Creek will be good this year, and maybe a team like San Antonio Ben's Memorial could be solid. But yeah, but this is a really tough district. So yeah, I think all 4 of these teams can make it very far in the playoffs. They're all 4 of these teams will without a doubt compete for the region. Yeah, and then District 14, I have San Antonio, Sam Houston. These are all San Antonio schools at Hollandale, Burbank, and McCollum. Burbank was the one I was missing yesterday. Mercedes was the other one missing. Sam Houston, they weren't great last year. They only got 6 wins, but they won the district. And I'll be honest, this is a really bad. This is not a good district, honestly. No offense, but like these, like if your best team won 6 games last year, that's not a good sign. I mean, yes, we're undefeated district, but still, they got demolished by District 13 teams, and especially with this District 13, like, yeah, it's gonna be tough, but I think Sam Houston will probably win the district. Hollandale, I think, will get second. I think they could get into the playoffs. Burbank will get third. I think they made last year. I'm pretty sure. I don't know. That's a nice school, though, from what I can tell. Like, but isn't Burbank a newer school? Burbank High School. Yeah, that looks like a nice school. It's a brand new campus. Okay, that makes sense. That looks it's a very nice campus, by the way. Bless me. Why am I blessing my own self? Sorry. McCollum and 4, I think they'll get that last spot. Yeah, that district is not good. I'm sorry, but yeah. District 15, I have Gregory, Portland, Mercedes, Ray, and Pace. Because Gregory, Portland, and Mercedes, without a doubt, be the ones competing for the district. I think Gregory Portland's a better team on paper right now. They're ranked 13th in the state, got 7 returners on each side. They got to the 3rd round, but I think Gregory Portland will be really good next year. It'll be interesting to see how they do. I think they'll be really good. I think they can make a pretty decently far in the playoffs, but we'll see, especially with District 13 eventually in the way. But yeah. And Mercedes second place. Mercedes was a good team last year. I think. Of course, they went undefeated last year. They lost in the second round, but I think they'll be really good this year, especially. It'll be interesting to see how they do against Gregory Portland. Yeah, I think that'll be the district title. So, yeah, the battle for the district titles. Yeah. Then Corpus Christi Ray. I think that Ray will be a solid team this year. Because of course Carroll's gone, but yeah, and I think Pace will get that last spot. They could be a solid team. Yeah. District 16 have Mission Veterans Memorial. Wasn't that the one that made like I completely turned around last year? All right. Yeah, they were by Dave Campbell's, I believe. They were the biggest turnaround in high school football last year for Texas, I think. As they went from 2-9. Yes, they somehow made the playoffs with 2 wins. To actually going 10-2, make it always the second round of the playoffs. They lost to Victoria West, but still. Um, but I think that Michigan Veterans will be a good team this year. I think they'll recap on last year's success. I think Sharyland will get second. I think they'll be a pretty good team next year as well. And then Pioneer, I think, will be solid. I think that they could get that spot, and Rome, I think, will get the last spot in there. I think they'll be solid as well. So yeah, but there's the teams that will make the playoffs. Now let's predict who's going to make the state championship. Yes, it's South Oak Cliff, New Braunfels, but yeah, but that might change. Yeah, although I could see that happening, honestly. Let's do this. Starting off with Chopin versus Wiley. I think this could be an interesting game, but I'm gonna say that Chopin wins this one. We'll see though. It'll depend. We'll see what happens. But Salina and Colville Heritage. This would be a good game. Salina's ranked 20th, and Colville Heritage is ranked 21st. I'll pick Salina to win. I think they'll get their groove going by then. Palo Duro and Burgess. I'll take Palo Duro. Lovejoy Panther Creek. This could be a good game. Lovejoy's ranked 14 and Panther Creek's ranked 22nd because we've seen, with the exception of Argyle, District 3 teams seem to struggle in the playoffs the last few years. But like 3 of the last 4 years. I'll take Lovejoy to win that one. Argyle Frisco, I'll take Argyle to win that one. And Abilene Cooper Cancio, give me Abilene Cooper. Anna Colony, I'll take Anna. Del Valle Lubbock Cooper, I'll take Lubbock Cooper. That could be either one, honestly. South Oak Cliff Marshall, I'll take South Oak Cliff. Ellison, Arlington Seguin, give me Arlington Seguin. This could be an interesting one. Ellison's ranked 24th, and then Arlington Seguin's ranked 25th. That's a road game for Seguin, but I'll take them to win. Terrell and Samuel, I'll take Terrell to win by probably a lot. Tempe View, I think, will beat Waco University. I think Heritage will beat Belton. And I think Texas Wilson, give me Texas. Brenham versus Ennis, I'll take Brenham. And then Poteet versus Mount Pleasant. Give me Mount Pleasant to win that one. Plus, I think Poteet's not as good as Montgomery was last year. Won't be as good as Montgomery was last year, I guess. But yeah. Not seeing that. Yeah. But anyways, Chopin, Salina, that game will probably be like in Bedland or something. I don't know. I'll take Salina to win that one. And then Palo Duro, Lovejoy. This would be an interesting game. Palo Duro was ranked 18th and Lovejoy's ranked 14th. You know what? I don't know. I'm actually going with the upset. Give me Palo Duro to win that one. I said Lovejoy yesterday, but I think Palo Duro will get the win there. Argyle, Abilene Cooper, rematch from last year. I'll take Argyle to win that one. This game will probably be in Texas Tech or something, or like in Lubbock, and then or Wichita Falls. And then Argyle, Abilene Cooper would be in Godley or Stephenville. Godley last year. Anna, Lubbock, Cooper. This could be a good game, but I think Anna will probably win that one. South Oak Cliff, Seguin. I think South Oak Cliff will win that one. That game would probably be in Mansfield, probably. And then Anna, Lubbock, Cooper. I think that game would probably be in Midland. I don't know. Or Abilene, yeah. Or Wichita Falls, I don't know. South Oak Cliff on Seguin, yeah. Terrell, Timberview. I'll take. This would be a good game. Terrell's ranked 7th, and while Timberview's ranked 16th, I think Terrell's a better team at this point. But that game would probably be like in North Forney, if I had to guess. or Forney's one of the Forney stadiums. Midlow Heritage versus Texas. This could be a good game. Rematch from last year. Both Heritage ranked 22nd, or Heritage is ranked 12th, and then Texas ranked 15th. I'll take Midlothian Heritage to win this one though. It's probably a close game. That game probably be in like Royce City if I had to guess. But yeah. Then Brenham, stop at the Bucky so while you're at it. Brenham, Mount Pleasant. I'll probably take Brenham to win this one. Mount Pleasant couldn't. I don't know. Mount Pleasant was one of the more surprising teams in the class last year, which is pretty epic. But yeah. But Brenham, I think would probably win that game. Where that game? Yeah, probably Waco, or I don't know. Maybe Nacogdoches or something. I don't know. Like at SFA, yeah. Salina, Palo Duro. This could be an interesting game. Salina's ranked 20th, and then Palo Duro is ranked 18th. I'm actually gonna take Palo Duro to win this one, and then that game will probably be in like Lubbock as well, and then although Salina won to be a rivalry renewed. Argyle, Anna, two classic 4A district opponents. This would probably be a chalk though. I'm gonna go Argyle. I think that'd be a really good game though. 2 versus 4 in this state. And South Oak Cliff Terrell, number 1 versus number 7. It'd be really interesting. I'll take South Oak Cliff to win that one though. Midlow Heritage Brenham. I think this would be an interesting game. I think both teams are very good. Brenham's ranked 10th, Midlothian Heritage is ranked 12th. But I'll take Brenham to win this one. I'll take Bluebell High School to win it. Where that game? That game would probably be in Waco. I don't know. Or yeah. Or Belton, I don't know. South Oak Cliff Terrell will be at Forney, probably. Paul Duro, Argyle, I'll take. This would be an interesting game. Paul Duro's, of course, 18th. Argyle 2nd. I'll take Argyle to win it, though. I think Argyle's toughest game will be the 3rd round before South Oak Cliff if they make it. South Oak Cliff, Brenham, that could be an interesting matchup. South Oak Cliff's 1st, and then Brenham's 10th. I'll take South Oak Cliff. That game will probably be like in Waco or something, or Bolton, like I said. And then this would probably be in Lubbock or Wichita Falls. I don't know. Argyle, South Oak Cliff, 1 versus 2. Very intriguing matchup here, but I do think South Oak Cliff probably wins that one. So Argyle does always sells to South Oak Cliff. It seems like I don't know. Anyways, let's predict this side of the bracket. Got a good bracket. Montgomery, Netherlands, take Montgomery. Pflugerville, Victoria West. I'll take Victoria West to win that one. I think they're a more underrated team this year, honestly. Port Neches Groves, I think, would beat Lake Creek. That'd be a really good matchup in like 2022, though. Did they actually play each other in 2022? What was Lake Creek's record last year? Like 6-4 or something. I don't know. I guess they got 5-6. Good lord. I guess they made the playoffs though. 6-4 one year. Well, admit Lake Creek was a better team back then. Yeah, no, it was Fort Bend Marshall they ran to. Never mind. About 23. Yes, they played Port Neches Groves in the 3rd round a few years ago. Almost beat them too. The same year they won state. So I mean that could be intriguing. But yeah. Oh shoot, I was not sharing my screen. There we go. Sorry about that. Fort Bend Marshall, Elgin. Fort Bend Marshall is probably going to crush them, but yeah. Almeda Crawford versus Crockett. Crockett. I'll take Almeda Crawford to win that one. They'll probably crush them anyway. Texas A. Kingwood Park. I'll probably get Kingwood Park to win here. And Bastrop Terry. Give me Bastrop. Huntsville Dayton. Oh shoot, wrong one. Huntsville Dayton. I'll take Huntsville. I think they'll win that one pretty handily. If I think, who knows though. Bernie McCollum. I'll take Bernie. I think they'll crush him. I think Sherryland Ray. I think that'll be Sherryland. Sam Houston Liberty Hill. Give me Liberty Hill. I think they'll crush them. Despite it being a road game, yeah. Mercedes. I almost said Mercedes Benz. You know, that'd be really funny if Mercedes opened up a second high school and they call it Mercedes Benz High School, called Benz High School. I'll take Mercedes to win that one though. I'm surprised it's not ranked, but yeah. Gregory Portland versus Roma. I'll take Gregory Portland. Harlandale, Alma Heights. Give me Alma Heights. Mission Vans Memorial Pace. Give me Mission Vans Memorial. New Braunfels Burbank. I'll take New Braunfels. Probably beating them up. That's it. Yeah. There we go. Second round, Montgomery, Victoria West. This would be an interesting game. I think Montgomery would probably win that one, but it'll probably a close game. PNG, Fort Bend Marshall. Give me PNG. Although that matchup would also be even more intriguing in 2022. Although Marshall's still a pretty solid team, though. Not as good as they used to be, but yeah. There are sure a lot of schools that are named after me. Fort Bend Marshall. Who did they play? I know they didn't play them last year before that. Oh, Rasta. Lost to Randall, 23. 22, they lost. Port Neches Groves. Wow. PNG has played all their great 2022 opponents. Shoot. Almeda Crawford, Keenwood Park. I'll take Almeda Crawford to win the one from 5 Division 1, 4 Division 1s. That'd be interesting. Bastrop Huntsville. This could be a close game. Bastrop's ranked 19th and Huntsville's ranked 17th. I'd probably take Huntsville to win this one. In the close one, but yeah. We've seen Huntsville clutch up in the playoffs in the past, yeah. Bernie, Sherryland. I'll take Bernie to win that one. And then Liberty Hill, Mercedes. It would be an interesting one, but I think Liberty Hill will probably win that one. Gregory, Portland, Alamo Heights. I'll take Alamo Heights to win that one. And Mission Vans Memorial, New Braunfels. Greg Portland's ranked 13th. One, Alamo Heights ranked 5th. Yeah, who knows? But yeah. Mission Vans Memorial versus New Braunfels. Take New Braunfels to win that one. Yeah. Montgomery, Port Neches Groves. 23 versus 3. I'll take Port Neches Groves. Crawford versus Huntsville. This will be interesting. Crawford's 11th and Huntsville 17th. I'll take Crawford to win that one. Bernie, Liberty Hill. Rematch from the regular season. I'd probably take Bernie to win that one. Alamo Heights, New Braunfels, same thing, rematch. I'd probably take Alamo Heights to win that one. And then Port Neches Groves, Almeda Crawford. I'll take Port Neches Groves. And then Bernie, Alamo Heights. I'll probably take Alamo Heights. I think they'll beat them this time around. The Port Neches Groves versus Alamo Heights, 3 versus 6. I'm actually going with Alamo Heights to win this one. Yeah, then I think the state chance to be South Oak Cliff versus Alamo Heights. I keep them pointing out Alamo Heights at state. It seems like I'm going to go with South Oak Cliff to win state this year. I think they'll be really good this year, and I think that South Oak Cliff will go 4 for 6. Yeah, but you have to play Randall, so actually they do. They're playing week 1, which I love how they're playing each other still. But you don't have to play them at state, is what I meant. Yeah. Anyways, y'all, my laptop is gonna die. It's at 7%. So yeah, but there you go. So just to recap, 6A Division 1 at Duncanville being Summer Creek at state, and then 6A Division 2 I have North Crowley beating Atascocita, I'm pretty sure is what I put. And then 5A Division 1 I have DeSoto beating Smithson Valley, and then 5 Division 2 I have South Oak Cliff beating Alamo Heights. Yeah. Anyways, y'all. Sorry for being so rushed yesterday. See, it took 48 minutes, so I'm going to try to do in like 20 or 10. I don't know. Or 15. But anyways, y'all, thank you guys so much for watching. Please like and subscribe. Have a nice day. I'm going to charge my laptop because if I want to watch the EDP documentary, like with all of y'all, I'm going to have to like, obviously, freaking, what is it? Charge a laptop because I'm not going to survive that. 7%. Yeah. Anyways, thank y'all so much for watching. Please like and subscribe. Have a nice day. And goodbye. See you on the next one. Peace.